Hello friends, I am Monica Nagpal from Hope and Happiness, and it is my mission to help each individual to bring out their potential to be happy and hopeful and thus lead a life of meaningful and fulfillment. In the current series of Ordinary to Exemplary, I am speaking with women who have tapped into their feminine potential and thus become exemplary. And today I welcome Prachi Nagpal. Hello Prachi.
Hello.
So I will introduce Prachi now. Prachi is a stylist by profession. She is a creativity lover and she loves art, which could range from movies, fashion, handmade art to anything that catches her eyes. She is passionate about fashion and pageants, and watching MS Dhoni play cricket and Ranveer Singh act gives her a high, and it has been her biggest achievement to meet both of them. Being on the stage is what defines her, and being a dancer has given her the confidence to what she is today. And she hopes to represent her country as being a strong, successful Indian woman. Welcome Prachi.
Thank you.
So yes, Prachi, tell us something more about yourself. How have you, what is your journey till now as a teenager, as a young, beautiful woman? How is your journey?
So, if I were to describe my journey in a few words, then it would be me being persistent all my life, because I believe that once you give up, then you will not be able to achieve and succeed not just your goals in life, but your self-happiness and your self-satisfaction. And I say this because since I have been a small child, I have always been, call it stubborn, call it persistent, but I have never given up on the idea of something. As a child, if I have wanted to eat 6 bananas, I've eaten 6 bananas. As a teenager, if I have wanted to get 100 in my fashion studies in my school, I have got 100 in my fashion studies in school. I wanted to work with Ranveer Singh, I made sure I worked with Ranveer Singh. So my journey has been very persistent, and my attitude of never wanting to give up is something that I have learned from my mother, because she is somebody who never gives up, and I really look up to her for that and for inculcating that into me.
Wonderful, Prachi. So what has been that one learning from your experiences? Like, what is one thing which really changed your perspective to life, or what is one thing which really changed to do what you have become now?
I would say it is not just one thing, but many in particular that have made me as a person or changed my life as such. But the biggest contributions would be, number one, my dog coming into my life, especially at a time where I had, for the first time in my life, completely given up, and I just thought there is no more hope left or no more happiness left for me to achieve. That would be one, when my dog came into my life and he turned it 360-degree around, not just for me but my whole family. And the second most important would be going through a medical condition such as diabetes, where you don't know what it is, but the more you read about it, the more you talk to your body, the more you understand yourself and your surroundings, and you're making your life according to it. I mean, from somebody who has always loved to eat sweets to being that person now who cannot eat sweets or can just barely eat something, I think that has taught me values such as you don't have to always crave for everything, because these are all the bad things that will try to take you away from the good things in life. And that has been my biggest, I think, 2 biggest incidents that have shaped me into the person I am today.
Yes, very wonderfully said, Prachi. So what have your learnings been? One learning is, yes, you have told that you should not be craving. But what has been your learning, which can be really one thing which can be coming to life, like which can be one learning for life for you from whatever the incidences had happened in your life?
I would say, apart from my motto in life being never to give up, my other learnings have been, no matter what obstacles are thrown at you, no matter how much somebody tries to bring you down, it is, as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you know that you can mold that situation according to your needs and your situation, then nobody can stop you from feeling that happiness you want to feel, or you wanting to achieve your goals in life. Because every time somebody has tried to bring me down, be it for my looks, be it for my diabetes, be it for maybe my marks or whatever it is, every time somebody has tried to bring me down, I have believed in myself first. I knew it that I will be able to live with diabetes all my life. I knew it that the way I look, I can change it. It is something that can be changed, not for you, but for myself. And the fact that my marks were something that was a big concern at a point, I knew that I have always been somebody who loves to study, it comes from my mother naturally, I would say. And that has been something that I have always proven, that it's not just the highest number of marks that will take you forward in life, but it is your want to be able to learn and to be able to try new things that will take you forward in life.
Yes, so always trying something new, never giving up. So beautiful things which you have learned in your life. So I would again want to ask you, Prachi, that now that you have written that you are very passionate about fashion and pageant. So tell us about your journey in to be a pageant girl, or where do you think you stand now?
In my pageant journey, the biggest highlight, I would say, would not be wanting to win the title, but all the journey that I have had till now, from my training institute to the pageants that I took part in, to the fact that I'm still in touch with some of the girls, some of the organizers of pageants, and still trying my best to, make it to the top. That is something that I have always been striving for. And otherwise, my pageant journey has just taught me, again, the only thing that it is not merely about looks. Because as people think that pageants are supposed to be only about the most beautiful girl in the room, or probably the skinniest girl in the room, it doesn't work that way. That has something that has come to my understanding, that even if I'm not the prettiest girl in the room, which most of the times I'm not, but it is my way of holding myself, it is my self-confidence that has always attracted people towards me, not to just look at me, but also be able to come talk to me, because I radiate that warmth. There have been people who will say that, you're not somebody who looks very approachable, but those same people have said that, you know what, we thought you're not somebody who we can come speak to, and today they discuss the most smallest, biggest, intimate, every kind of problems in their life with me. And my journey with fashion, I would say my genes are to be blamed. I have always been surrounded with very well-dressed women, from my mother to my aunts to my grandmothers to even my grandfather and my father. I have always been surrounded with well-dressed people, and most of the credit then to evolve into this, I would say, would go to Sonam Kapoor, who has been my biggest inspiration in life. And slowly, when I reached that stage in school, from 6th to my 12th, my high school years, I realized that I do have a knack for dressing up. And the more I studied it in school, I realized that this is something that I can make into a career. And then college happened, and in college I realized that not just dressing myself up, but helping dress people up, not because they want to look good, but because they should be comfortable in what they wear, which is the biggest issue that women especially face. They don't wear the perfect or the right things for themselves. It's something that I aim to do, that you should be able to wear something you're comfortable in, but also be able to make all the eyes in the room come to you.
Yes, so that is how I see that you are very passionate about styling people.
Yes.
And which is a very wonderful thing. You can help women to look their best. So again, coming now to the main thing about the feminine energy or the feminine power which you're talking about. So let me know what one feminine power or feminine strength which you think is there, which actually help you to come out of whatever you have faced in life, and which would be actually there with you for the life, which will be one that energy, one that power which you have, which will keep you afloat through your life.
So I have always been told that I'm a very emotional and sensitive human being. And a lot of times people say it to you as if it's a bad thing. But I personally feel and have experienced this, that being emotional and being sensitive is not a bad thing, because the more you're able to feel things, you can feel what the person in front is going through. So like I said, when somebody comes and tells me that this has happened in their life, I can relate to it, because not because I have experienced it, but I can feel the pain or the happiness that they're feeling. And I think that is the most important quality that women today are forgetting, because in the race to be equal to men, women are trying to become cold-hearted or stone-hearted, and are not wanting to show their emotions, because society will be like, you're so emotional, you're so sensitive, you cry for everything. And I feel like, why do you want to take it as a negative side? You can play it to your strength. It is very rarely that men show their emotions, but that is also why a lot of men are misunderstood. So if women also stop showing their emotions, already women are said that they're creatures nobody understands, then imagine if we don't show our emotions, there will be no way even a woman can understand another woman, forgetting a man understanding a woman. So I think being emotional and being sensitive, being empathetic with people, not just people but with animals also, is something that I have always played to my strengths.
Wonderful, very beautifully said, Prachi. So yes, feminine power is not about being weak. It is not about that you are emotional, then you won't have strength. Your emotional nature, your sensitivity, your vulnerability can be your strength, and that is what the feminine strength is all about. And feminine doesn't mean that we are only having that in only females. Even some males also show that kind of emotion, because they also have that kind of feminine strength in them. So yeah, this is a very wonderful thing which you have called for, that yes, some men are misunderstood because they are not able to show their emotions. So we should be really having that receptivity, that the other people can also show their emotions in front of us. So I really applaud you for that there are people around which feel very comfortable around you, and they can really open their heart to you. So this is a very beautiful quality of a feminine energy. So yeah, Prachi, coming to the next question, then what is your one message to the young girls? Like, there are girls who would be feeling really bad, especially in these kind of situations, and also generally, like when they don't get what they dream for, and maybe they get some health issues and they are not able to cope up. So what is that one thing which you will be able to tell? What is that feminine strength they should be able to cultivate so that they are able to be successful in life?
So in fact, the answer to this question would just be a summary to everything I have said. Number one, never give up, because the moment you give up, not just your dreams go away from you, but also your inner happiness will stop coming to you, and all the negative energy that is around you will just start happening to you. Number two would be, if somebody tells you that you're too emotional, you're too sensitive, you should not cry so much, you should not show so much happiness, tell them that, listen, it is my happiness. In fact, my happiness should radiate and bring out your happiness. If I am crying, you don't have to ask me why I am crying. You just have to look at me, smile, and walk away. So if somebody tells you that you're too emotional and sensitive, don't let it bother you, because trust me, it is the most important quality in times not just like these, but even for the future, that we humans need, because this is something that we're forgetting. And coming to having a medical condition or having anything that has deeply impacted your life, from girls who are, gone through harassment or anything, not just a medical condition, I would say that it is not easy to forget, it is not easy to live with either. But what is easy is to remind yourself that you overcame it. You have been through it, you will go through the trauma of it again and again, you will be reminded again and again. But that is supposed to be your strengths, that even if I am reminded again and again, I am happy with it because it has changed me for better. It has taught me a lot of things. It has made me into the kind of human being that I am. And I am proud to be who I am today.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. So it is our inner strength which actually regulates, and so we can say that you rise and you shine. When you rise and shine, you give the permission to other persons also to rise and shine. So that is what sums up Prachi's wonderful. Prachi, thank you so much. It was really wonderful. So we are coming with a program to really bring out and reclaim our feminine energy. It is called Devi, and the Devi is going to emerge in the Navratras. We are going to launch our program Devi in the Navratras, and it is called Dynamic Emergence of Your Visionary Intuitiveness. And come join us in this program and reclaim your feminine energy and be part of it and really bring out that kind of a happiness and success in your life. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prachi. Namaste.